So this is kind of like behind the scenes of my upcoming Kpro conversion video. For about the past year or so, I've been tracking down parts and looking for things for it. This is the Kpro down here. So I have the motherboard from Nate DeRitter. I have an NVIDIA GT430, I think, or something, I don't know. Have a 40 gigabyte hard drive from 2004. Have the old power supply from my Asus CM6850. And I have this 5-inch LCD screen. 1024 by 768. Now, let me turn it on. So everything works nicely on here. It detects the hard drive and whatnot, but whenever I try to boot from the hard drive, it does have issues. Now that bit right there, it's so quick. I turned on the high-speed function of my camera, and this is what it showed. So I think it's just a matter of this hard drive not having the installation on it right, because it should have Windows XP on there. Let me turn this back off. So I'm just going to take this hard drive over to my dad's house and hook it up to one of the computers I have set up over there and back up all the data on here. Because actually, I'm going to be taking it back to the computer that I originally had it on, and I'm going to take this information that's on here, like videos and stuff, and put it back on the computer because I want these back on that computer because I don't want to just format this. And also I have all my installation disks over there, so let's take them over to my dad's house. Let's install a fresh installation of Windows XP on here, and well, let's bring it back and see if it works. Wow, fall's coming pretty quickly. It feels freezing out here. It's actually pretty chilly. Huh. One good thing about it being chilly is I can wear my 30-year-old Atari jacket and my other jackets and stuff now. They're always kind of nice. I'm actually very surprised by how warm this jacket actually is, because it's really only like a thin piece of plastic and a little bit of padding on the inside, but it actually keeps me warmer than a lot of my other thicker jackets. I think because it's a windbreaker. It doesn't let any air go through. I should probably see about putting the windscreen back onto my camera, because now the wind's picking up, and also anytime I go moving while trying to record, it's going to have bad sound effects. Whenever I put that piece of styrofoam, or that piece of foam, whenever I put that piece of foam onto my camera when I was camping, it seemed to work really well. I only took it off because it kind of got in the way of the focusing apparatus, so sometimes it go out of focus. I think sometime I'm going to want to build myself a bike rack, or whatever, or parking rack or whatever, so I can just ride up to the thing and it would keep my bike up instead of just having to always precariously lean my bike against the wall or something. Because the thing is, kickstands, they don't work good enough as they are. And then when you have a big battery in the back of the vehicle, they don't work at all. They just they pop out like that, and actually you can slide forward. Oh well. So I have the one piece of cardboard. So I have the drive as a secondary, and I have the main one still as a primary in this one. Well, never mind, it had nothing on it, so that's kind of interesting. That means I can just go ahead and install onto it. I have it now as the primary drive, and I removed the other drive so it's not connected. I have an installation disk in the CD-ROM drive. I gotta say, this is pretty familiar. I probably installed Windows XP like 100 times or so by now. Well, I guess while that's going, I gotta find something else to do. Hey, the piano started working. And that's as far as I've ever written that song. Oh well. Looks like it installed nicely, and I have 36 gigabytes of memory free. Perfect. Well, unfortunately, it seems to have the same issue. Yep, pretty much the same issue. I say, let's take the hard drive out of this Optiplex, my favorite, most stable computer, and just see if it even works. Okay, so the hard drive's out of here, and it's hooked up to the SATA 1 port. Now, I don't want to open up my main profile on this computer because it probably messed up all my icons because I have it set up for a bigger screen. So I'll just go with the secondary one that I didn't know I had. It has to be activated. This has already been activated. Well, look at that. Finally got it to work. Like 8th or 9th time the charm. I tried this 1TB drive that went bad for my Asus 6850. I tried 3 other hard drives. I tried 2 laptop hard drives and some other ones I can't remember. But then I finally remembered that I had this Optiplex 720 that I originally bought for this, and that would have been perfect if only it had a slot for a graphics card. But I also, when I bought that, I bought a 120 gigabyte SATA drive. So this 120 gigabyte SATA drive, that's going to be awesome. And the real kicker is, or whatever the term will be, the real good thing is I already have everything already installed on it, so I don't have to worry about it. I'll just go onto the internet and download the drivers for the hardware. Pretty awesome. Okay, so I think I have it all set up. Let's see what it can do. Half-Life seems to be working pretty good. Now let's try Goat Simulator. That should be interesting. Well, seems to be handling Goat Simulator pretty easily. Now let's try one last thing, the Final Fantasy XIV benchmark. This is just a good game benchmark. At least it's a good one that I've found. My Optiplex, my really durable computer, my favorite one, scores 2,000, and that's the minimum. Okay, well, it kind of already beat the minimum that I usually get, so that's pretty good. If a computer doesn't score higher than like 1900 points on this, then usually it's probably not fast enough for me to use, but this looks like it might be pretty good. At least for portable stuff, like video gaming and stuff. That's not a bad score at all. That's on the lowest possible setting. And I'm thinking my big computer gets about 18,000, so this is about 3 times more powerful, actually more than 3 times powerful as my Optiplex, and about 1/3 of my main Asus CM6850. That's more than powerful enough to do a lot of the stuff I need. Well, I gotta say, this is pretty awesome. And I've done a lot of tests, and the graphics card doesn't really get past 40 degrees C, so that's pretty good. And it's I do have to say this graphics card isn't very... Whoa, whoops. I'm really pleased with this. It's been in this open configuration for about 3 hours now, and it's not getting very hot. It's working perfectly. The graphics card hasn't gone past 38 degrees C, which is mostly due to it being a really cheap graphics card. It's not like it's not new technology. This is like after that hardware's been around for like 3 or so years. So this isn't going to be wasting too much energy, but that also means that this thing's probably pretty energy efficient. Yeah, the heatsink's pretty cool. Pretty happy with this. Can't wait to get it inside of the Kpro, and then maybe even get it so it can run off battery power. Well, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. See ya!